he has done on the under 20 team. I don't think that he has been doing a bad job, but the fact that we don't have a coach for how long now, we've got a coach and he's gone. Um, I wouldn't say he's doing an excellent job, not a bad job, but an okay job. But the fact that he's at war with one of the stakeholders that is two of the best talents in our recent history is a knock on him for me. I don't think the JFL should be at war with any stakeholder of football in the country.
All right. Cece, let me ask you. I'm sticking to Rudolph's view, but I'm going to ask you a question. He recommended that Theodore Tapper should be removed before even the World Cup campaign started. As the campaign was underway, it looked like he was on something. The JFF eventually now agreed with him. Tapper was removed. Paul Hall took over, and in my opinion, I don't know, a lot of others share that opinion that Paul Hall was doing a pretty good job in terms of how the team is looking and how they're playing and what you want to see from a football team, both with the balance and defense and attack. We heard that Paul Hall wanted too much. We heard what Hal Grimson was thinking. Do you believe that it was a case where Rudolph Speed did not want Paul Hall? Or do you agree that Paul Hall wanted? Did Paul Hall really wanted more than $6 million Jamaican dollars per month? Your thoughts, CC?
So, in my opinion, I think Paula doesn't have the gravitas as yet, like Al Gibson, to even necessarily get that type of package like 6 million. So, I think it's one of two things. One, in terms of certain arrangements where I think they need the coach to live in Jamaica, and that was part of the thing with I think Paula not necessarily wanted to live in Jamaica. But I think it's 50-50. One of I don't think Mr. Speed, in my opinion, wanted Paula, but I also think that he was demanding probably too much money based on his commensurate with his experience so far. So in that sense, I think it was what both mine, both too much money and the terms of agreement versus the technical committee leader, not necessarily in favor of hiring Paula based on
Mhm.
his qualification and certain things that we would have discussed that they would have seek to look in for a manager that I have heard them currently speaking on. I
Yes.
don't think he would have wanted Paula based on that, based on wanting a international coach who has certain exposure, coach
Yes.
at the international level, coach in at the highest level possible. So I think he would not have wanted Paula. And I think on the basis of that, not wanting him and then you asking for a certain amount of money that you would have thought that a coach like Al Gibson would have demanded would have been a turn off for us.
All right. If you were somebody to recommend ahead of a technical committee for the J, would you persist with Rudolph Speed, or would you advise the JFF to find somebody else? And CC, sticking with you.
Yes, yes.
I'm
So if I would say persist,
Yeah,
yes.
if you're
I,
asked to give the JFF advice about the technical committee, you think that it's okay, persist with Rudolph Speed, or you tell the JFF to look elsewhere for somebody else?
all right. So it's because of the situation with Rudolph Speed and Craig Butler, and because of the situation where you would have think that Whisper and Leon Bailey are some of our better talent, I believe that I would have given advice here. We have to look somewhere else in terms of who's to lead the technical committee. I wouldn't necessarily say I would want him as a part of the administration in some capacity because of his footballing knowledge and because a lot of these people are affiliated with football teams in and around Jamaica because Jamaica, as we know, is like it's a small space. However, I would advise that we look towards someone else who could be a more mutual person um, in order to accommodate or not as have these problems whenever Phoenix players are involved with the national team or any other player per se. Because it can be Phoenix today and it can be another organization tomorrow. So I would suggest that you look outside of it.
All right, interesting.
Can I answer a question?
Yeah, 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 man.
Okay. Being the chairman of the technical committee, he's being paid, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it's simple. That's simple task for justice whenever they can be. Something in the constitution needs to speak about certain positions that you hold in the JSS and you can't hold another position outside of the JSS. So if you look around for me now and I say, I think I like what's his name that we used to be at Dumbo Holding and now he's at more pleasant. So I look at him and I realize that
Paul Christie.
yeah. So even if we were to say Mr. Speed, because there's no questioning Mr. Speed's knowledge on football. No questioning at all. So it's simple. As per the constitution, you can't hold the position of chairman of technical committee and hold president second as a football club with the other. Simple as that. Fix the constitution, that part of the constitution, and then Mr. Speed will be comfortable in it. Or if even Mr. Christie comes over, he will be comfortable with the position. Because if you get rid of Steve and you bring, for me, Christie, who seems like he has a full understanding of what is going on, and he knows something. If he goes there and all of a sudden we start to see more pleasant players in the team or Dumbo players in the team, you're going to have the same questions again, right? So constitutionally, that needs to be fixed as to who can sit in the position and what other position they cannot hold outside of that position that they are holding on the board. Simple as that.
Interesting. All right, let's turn our attention now to the situation that we find ourselves in the national team. First question is, we'll start with your CC. Is it a big deal that we have not found a replacement for Halmir Hallgrimsson just yet? Or you think we still have time to get somebody in place for the Nation League game coming up in September, October, and we will be fine for big deal or no big deal?
Well, I would say it's not a big deal that we have not necessarily named someone else, someone as yet, but it's a big deal that we have not named a few candidates to say these are the people we are looking at, right? So it's not a big deal to say we have not named someone else, someone as yet, because we have time we have up till I think probably August the first, in my opinion, to name the actual person who was going to be the coach of the national team. So in that sense, I wouldn't say it is a big deal. Given that I think like Mexico named their coach already, but then we also know Mexico doesn't have a qualification tournament to grapple with. But in terms of time for the Nations League and time to recruit or bring in other players or look at other players, I just believe that they have a little bit more time up to like August 1st. If we don't have a coach by August 1st, I believe that there's an issue. However, I think they would have some time in their favor. But in terms of like a short list to say these are the five candidates that we're looking at, I think that's where I think they could provide us with. But I don't think it's a big deal that the coach has been named as yet.
See, think it's a bigger deal to name the five than get the coach. That's an interesting response to my question. All right, Bull, same question for you.
It's not a big deal. The reason why it's not a big deal that they have found the coach or named the coach as yet is because it's international football. You know? It's not as if the coach is going to come here and start working with the players that start working on tactics right away. The coach in his presentation or interview would have already been telling the JFF what kind of football he's going to play and whatever developmental plans he has for whatever he's looking to do. So all the theoretical work would have been done and the practical work starts with setting up the team and stuff in September. So if we see that the FIFA date is window is 3 weeks away and there's no coach, then we start to play. But as of now, no, that's a big deal.
All right. We're all right. In terms of the coach now, we have heard what the technical committee is looking for to recommend, what the JFF wants, because they don't want to slip up. I'm going to ask you now for your personal opinion. Personnel, what should they bring? What are the three significant things that they must have if they're going to take up the mantle of the Jamaican senior head coach? We start with you, Cece. What are the three main things that you think a coach needs to have if he wants to help us to qualify for the next tournament?
I think the number one thing the coach that comes in should have is like a style of play in terms of focusing on a style of play. Whether we are going to be a counter-attacking team at best or we are going to be a position-based team. And looking at the strengths and weaknesses that the team possesses and which style of play will apply to the team. So I think that should be one of the key factors. I think the second thing should be the coach should be technologically savvy in terms of when it comes down to video analysis or when it comes down to even in-game analysis. It- so I think it should be technologically savvy, right? So style of play, I'm a style of play, technologically savvy, and also I think the third quality I think the coach should have is be charismatic in his presence in terms of be a charismatic type of leader in terms of to when getting the public to be more interested in the national team, to get out the public when we have home games, and also in terms of the players at his disposal to get the best out of some of these players, right? So I think style of play, technologically savvy, and charismatic leadership is three things that I think the coach should have because I know the coach will have the qualifications. I know based on what they have said, the coach should have the quality. In order to qualify, the coach should have the qualifications and will have some form of experience coaching at the highest level. So, in terms of all of that, I would like to see a style of play, whether it is possession based or a counter attacking style. I would like to see a coach that is technologically savvy in terms of knowing when even to make certain substitution, being appraised of those things, knowing how to make those. Because I see where Algrimson, I would say is not technological savvy or anything of the sort, but I saw where certain little mistakes were made in not knowing when certain substitution was to be made and how much substitution is left in a certain window. So I wouldn't want to see that mistake from this coach. So, because I saw that in the last coach where some in-game management were lacking. I would like to see a better in-game management tactician in this coach. And then also in terms of the third thing, charismatic leadership.
All right, hold your thoughts. We'll come to you with the same question on the other side of the break. Take a break. We'll come. It's now time for Sports in a Minute, sponsored by Edgechem, Western Sports, Megamart, Spectrum Insurance Brokers, Dangel Auto Spares and Accessories Limited, and Fosrich. Former marathon world champion Paula Radcliffe has said she is very sorry after wishing a convicted rapist competing at the Olympics the best of luck. Steve van de Velde, who was named in the Netherlands beach volleyball squad for Paris 2024, was sentenced to a 4-year prison term in 2016 after pleading guilty to raping a 12-year-old British girl when he was 19. The Dutchman who met the victim on Facebook traveled from Amsterdam to the UK and raped the girl at an address in Milton Keynes. And that's your sport in a minute. Sports in a Minute was sponsored by Edgechem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time. Western Sports, the sports people. Megamart, best value by far. Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard. Dangel Auto Spares and Accessories Limited at 20 Balmoral Avenue, Kingston 10, and shop number 10, 1A Chapelton Road. Call 876-929-9146. And Fosrich.
Listen up, Jamaica. At Fosrich, everybody's getting a solar water heater. $20,000 deposit. 6 months to pay. What a deal. Fosrich financing.
Catch every event, every win, every day, only on the SportsMax app. Download the SportsMax app today and join the chase for gold live with our athletes. Catch every second of the action from goal to gold, live at your fingertips. Don't miss out on the thrill of victory and the excitement of the Olympic Games. Download the SportsMax app now from the Google Play or App Store. SportsMax, the home of champions, proudly serving as the official Caribbean broadcaster for the 2024 Paris Olympic Games.
You're listening to The Scoreboard on Jamaica's #1 sports station.
All right, welcome back to the Scoreboard. It's a full hour where we will discuss the most popular sport in Jamaica, the sport that Jamaicans are most interested in, and the sport that is most discussed and they cuss out about, the sport that we are most passionate about, football. So, Bull, the question is for you now. The
All
main,
right. So
yes, the main three things you're looking forward to for the
it's a three.
yes.
All right. So one has to be technically, well, not technically, tactically good. So he should be able to identify players that he wants to use and be able to put them in the system that he system of his choice, whether it's by his choice or the fact that because he has certain players, he has to use a certain system. We want a coach who is able to, one, be able to implement their system and also be able to maybe have to tweak their system a little bit to suit the players that we have here. Because of course, my want to come and play position football, and then you realize that you have Damian Lowe and them that way keep the ball long and so. Next thing that I want to think down is the main thing the coach that we need to have is man management skills. With that. He is able to get every single player to understand that the badge on their chest is what they're playing for. They're not playing for themselves. It's not a one-man show. It's not you versus the JFS. You're here to play for Jamaica. You're here to do what you do for the country. So we need a coach with a proper man management skills who is able to allow these players to, play for the team and play for their country. So he needs a good man manager, strong personality. And the second and the last thing I think we need is also a coach with an open mind. So not to come here and expect, as someone would say to me, not to come here and expect professionalism and then you probably give up after a few days. You need a open mind who probably rightly or wrong, and I'm stressing that rightly or wrong because I don't think anyone should be able to, be able to put up with unprofessionalism and mediocrity from the JFF. But you should have a large show for some stupid things that will happen. You might try to put training and the woman hear them come instead of man hear them. And you can't give up, you have to just make up your mind. So you open minded and know that this is how it's going to work in Jamaica. So those are the three things that I think the coach should need. Tactically good man management skill and have an open mind.
All right. So we started up with Halgrim a couple of years ago. He came in, I think, for the Argentine game in America. That was the first game that he managed the team. It was there. It was 2 years ago, and there was a big plan for him to have the period, that 4-year period. In the middle of it, it's gone. We're losing some games. We didn't look good in the World Cup qualifiers against Minos, really. CC, how concerned, if you're concerned any at all, about where we're at now in terms of progression from how he was hired until now and where we are looking to head to? How concerned about the process as well? CC.
So far, I think, yeah,
Yeah, man. Give me 9 out of 10. 10 being the highest in terms of how concerned you are. And then you go on to the 10th one.
all right, so I would say 7. So that's scale as
Yes.
7. Because all right, so based on what we saw in the qualification, the World Cup qualification against the Mino team, Dominica, and based on what we saw in the Copa America, some persons would say the Copa America is like precursor to the qualification. However, most of those players that are playing in the Copa America, I should think new coach of this company will not make wholesale change. And so a lot of those players we should see them back in the qualification when the qualification time comes around, or when the information comes around. And I never necessarily saw that some of the players were, I would say, were expressing themselves to the best of their ability. And then you have players who probably not even know themselves available for the team. And then, the suspension of selection for a one year being who's going to be in the Champions League. So when you look at it, it seems like some of our best players won't be available for us. And then some of the players that we have on the roster haven't necessarily played their best, even though it's under the previous coach. So I'm worried that when the new coach comes in, some of the some of his playing style and his behavior will translate into the current nation league that is coming up.
All right. Bull, where you're at?
I'm at about 4, and this is why I'm at 4. There's 3 clubs, I think 3.5. So we're going to call it 3. I don't think with Mexico and USA and Canada and Africa, I don't think you can find 3 teams in the region that is better than us. Or even if we're playing poorly, like we did against the Minnows, we still come away with the victory. So any coach that comes in, he's working hard and he's able to do those 2 things that I said. Good man management skill, open mind and tactically be better totally good. We should be able to get over the line, especially if we have these players. I'm talking that we are working with these players that we use at 4 points. We should be okay. It's 3 slots. You would think that based on how Costa Rica and Panama playing, they we are battling with them. So even if those two happen to get over, we still have another slot and a half. So I think 4. I'm not necessarily at this point in time.
Where is that? We could
It's
potentially.
actually 2 half slots. It's actually 2 half
Yeah, so we could.
slots.
Yeah, it could be 8 teams from CONCACAF. But who is the player for this? The player for the balance?
I think it's against Ocean.
No, all right. So the playoffs will be X out UEFA. So the playoff will be one from Africa, the African continent, one
Or
from
from South America.
African Confederation. Sorry, one from South America, one from Oceania, one from Asia, 2 from CONCACAF. So that's 6 teams. And the playoff format will be the highest ranking teams, the lowest ranking teams play each other first in the first elimination game. When they have eliminated each other, they go on to play the 2 highest ranking teams. And then the 2 winners, of course, go to the World Cup.
Sounds tough. Let's forget that one.
So, yeah,
Top-
but-
Top 3. You don't want to go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to them. So even though we don't want to go down to say 4 or 5, but when you look at it and there's 3 spots, can we say to say that Honduras, Nicaragua, Trinidad and Tobago, or Haiti, or Cuba? No. So even when we do face these things and we're not playing at our best, the reason
Yeah.
why they're doing with us, we're playing at their utmost best and we are below our level and we're still
All right.
beating them.
All right. I'm going to put this out for you. 4 years ago, I think we were much better than that. 4 years ago, I definitely think we were better than that. Is that the case now?
Does it matter if you're much better than them or you're better? You're better than them?
You don't want to be in a close contest with anybody because it means it could go either way. So we believe that Panama, based on what we've seen in recent months, that Panama could be a better football player. Costa Rica could be better than Jamaica. So you don't want Honduras or Guatemala to sneak in, and it's important that we don't play Guatemala in this round to see where we're at.
Yes, that's it. When you
So
consider that-
I'm surprised. 2 years ago, my concern level was maybe a 3, close to 4 like you will.
Yeah.
Now it's right around where CC is at 78.
But then, Zidane, there's also this factor to also consider. Remember that it is a rule. You know. So it is it's three groups with 3 winners for the World Cup, and then the 2 best third place team. So we can't finish second in a group and still not going on. The 2 best second place go to the playoff. So we can't finish second in a and still not go to the playoff. So right now, it's our aim is to come first and go to that. So right at this point in time, as I said, the 3 spots that are there, because it's going to be 3 groups. Winner, 3 groups, plus the 2 best second place teams. So right now, I just think that we are the 3rd best team, if not the 2nd best team in the region. With Panama, Costa Rica, and Honduras in the mix. And then if we get it to a group with Panama or Costa Rica, we also have to try and win the group. Because if we come second, there's no guarantee that we might be one of the best second place teams to go.
I want to see against Guatemala in a year's time, and then I probably move from 4. But if we face Guatemala and our elimination, we look really well. And face Guatemala and beat them up, then I'm looking for probably just 3.
All right. We saw what we did in the Copa America. And Jamaica is feeling that it's a the best opportunity to qualify. I'm sure Guatemala thinks so. Honduras, they think so. Costa Rica, Panama. And they all would have known about it some years ago. So things are being in place. They're going to hurry. They're going to try to bring in players from that wasn't born in the country. So we're all rushing to do that. So that's why I'm saying that I don't think it's going to be an easy walk, but I think we do have to fight. All right. We need to ensure that we give ourselves the very best opportunity. From a player standpoint, do we try and maintain a camaraderie chemistry and call most of the players that we have been calling, or you think we need increase in terms of quality coming in between now and next year when we play Guatemala to try and top? Your thoughts, CC? You happy with generally the players that we have, Or you think it should be 5, 6 new players that should be looking?
I don't think we should be looking at that 5, 6 players, but I'm not necessarily happy with the players that we have at our disposal currently, because I think there's four positions that I think we need at least some players, right? If you look at, I think about left back, I think Lenny is probably okay, and we have a good backup with Gregory.
I think CC understand. You are concerned about 4 positions, but you don't want to bring in additional players.
No, I want us to bring in additional.
Oh, you
players.
want us? Oh, okay.
Yeah, not 5 and 6. Not 5 and 6, like at least 4. And my main areas for me right now, I think the main areas for me is right back. I think we need a right back. I think we need
Left back.
central defensive. Left back. Which position does left keeper play? Well, not left
Right.
Right.
Gregory. Oh, sorry.
Let me see, guys. You're right. Generally, it's right back. He plays
So
both.
my apologies. I think we need a left back. We need a central defensive midfielder or a holding midfielder. We need a proper holding midfielder. I think we also need a number 10, right? A number 10 is an hybrid 10 RH. We also need, in my opinion, also a striker. So I think we need a striker. We need a holding midfielder, defender. I think if we're not getting a striker, I think we need two midfielder, a number 10, a number 8, a number 6. But keep it to that. Number 10, a number 8, a number 6. And we also need a left back, in my opinion. Because right now, as you see, we are here in the middle of the park. If you look at it, every game that we have played, we have had a midfield problem. We don't necessarily have a ball carrier. We don't necessarily have a ball recovery player who can recover the ball and transition from defense to attack, which we don't necessarily have. We don't necessarily have a ball carrier of a certain quality, and then we don't necessarily have a playmaker who can see the plays and create enough opportunities for the strikers that we have at our disposal. So I feel like the midfield area is kind of weird to want most of our players. So at least 3 players of the league should come in. We're playing in the midfield area, higher up the field, or in the central midfield area, and also right. Sorry, I'll first.
All right. Bull, you
All
okay,
right,
you okay with the crop of players we have, or you think we need additional?
We need players, and I'm going to call the names of the players we link it with. I think those players, once we get those players, it will be good. Unlike City, I think we're good at left back, but we need to take into consideration that Amari Bella was injured for a long time. So that is why he wasn't playing.
Yes.
So he's supposed to be over his injury, and he will be playing in the left back position. I think we're pretty decent at centre half with the centre back that we have. Lucian Bernard, coming from his bad knee injury, he's getting better at Sheffield United. I think that's where he's at Sheffield Wednesday. I gave him a new contract, so that's although they think that he's progressive. The forward situation now with Antonio and Bowser, we're looking at a Greenwood coming in. And for
Who would be coming in?
Greenwood,
Oh, Greenwood.
yeah, so that's one. Another player that I think we get in, I think that would be good as well is what's his name? Nathan Niles. Into Nathan Niles. That's no, Greenwood, sorry. From Arsenal.
White.
White. This is why I think we need a white.
Oh, hold it. Take her fun. Come in.
Protecting Jamaica's borders from illicit imports and exports is a key priority for the Jamaica Customs Agency. The JCA will remain vigilant and resolute in effectively fulfilling this mandate. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
5:45.
Upskill yourself and earn what you are worth with international advanced diplomas and associate degrees at IIRQ Engineering and Technical College. Registered with UCJ Tech at an approved city and guild center. Get trained at global standards in 9 to 18 months and earn advanced diplomas and associate degrees in electronic and electrical engineering, logistics and supply chain management, motor vehicle repairs, business management, food prep, and food and beverage. Day, evening, and Saturday classes begin very soon. Register this week and choose a payment plan that suits you. Visit us at 32 Polk Road, Kingston, or call 806-322-4029. IIRQ, your premium technical college choice.
Come to the party Friday. A 3 days of praise event every last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of the month. Last Thursday is the skating edition, starting 6 p.m. at the Destiny Skating Rink, 6 Portmore Parkway, St. Catherine. The last Friday is the Praise edition, 6 p.m. with fun, games, dancing, talent shows, and more at Shop 36 Trade Center, 30 to 32 Red Hills Road, Kingston 10, hosted by NTM TV. Last Saturday is the Party in Paradise, the live broadcast edition, starting 5 p.m. featuring guest DJs, selectors, and performers at 17 Haining Road, Kingston 5, New Kingston. A 3 days of praise event hosted by Marsha Reds. Admission $1,000. Refreshments on sale. Call 876-849-3803 for more information.
Sheena Power Talk, make you start to walk. Get your aunties, get your uncles, get your brothers and your sisters, gather the girls, gather the boys. Sheena Hansen is on your radio with Power Talk, motivation, inspiration, and empowerment. Tune in every Tuesday at 11:15 a.m. It's a Power Talk and a Power Connection. Power up your spirit, man, with Power Talk. This is your Damascus Road Encounter. Come and experience a mighty move of God right here on Power Talk.
Sheena Power Talk.
You're listening to The Scoreboard on Jamaica's #1 sports station.
All right, thank you very much. Welcome back. Full year. I interrupted you. I have to go to the commercial break, so you can.
Yeah, this is why I was talking about the fact that, winger. Like you said, winger. As if we're flooded with false wingers. I don't think we are. And we have two false wingers. And one of them, they have shown that they can switch up the program at any time. And the fact that it is going to be 4 years, you can do the math and realize that for 4 years, it's going to be turbulence between the management team of Leon Bailey and Mr. and Steve. You don't know if they reconcile today what will happen tomorrow. So I think in order to protect ourselves and to have a quality player, if you think benching for Leon Bailey initially, you just don't want to be a case where they cannot get up and just sabotage the program and decide that they're taking a break. So we need another wing. And also another player that has Jamaican connections. I read some things about him. In that number 10 or 8.5 position is the guy he plays for Nottingham Forest. That's Morgan Gibbs White. He's a very good player. Technically, he plays very well. He moves the ball through as well. And he has a lot of quality on the ball. So those players, I think we can get them. In the middle of the park, for some reason, I think I like Jesse Palmer. And I think the youngster, he's just 19. That's under 1 year more playing championship football, 1 year more experience. I really hope he can come to that. I don't see a case where there's any deep line playmaker that's opening for us to grab them.
All right. The most significant area that generally is said will be a problem for Jamaica is defense. Should we do everything in our powers to go and recruit? I don't know why it has been done. I don't know if it has been done. I'm just can't find why. Somebody can win the ball, protect the defense, and also use the ball, and also be able to retain possession in time.
I don't think she have any.
Yes. So this is the question. Do we look at the youths from Georges and Cavalier, work with him for the foreseeable future, or you think he's close enough to being what you want, and you should still go and find somebody else? To start with this season, we're talking about Junior Reed.
All right. So, in my opinion, given the fact that there is not necessarily a diversity in that area, we seem to try to find someone from that area. I think more quality players around this can work with it. But I think he's a 17-year-old. I think when I see him playing the Premier League, he looks technically sound. So that is something that he has ready down. But I think the foreseeable future, we could make it with a player that we could build in that mode, right? But I believe if we put it as a good quality, more than this one, we have a current and to play. So if we put it build like a 3-man midfield and put 2 quality players around it, right? feel like he's somebody that needs to go home as a, for the possible future, just develop him to play in that way. And then if we should find another hole in between further down the line, then we could also have a player like a pocket or play alternate in terms of role. But given the fact that we have, I think we have counted, we have tried everything. We have tried a lot of people here in the Midland Swamp. We have tried the Indian Law. Then why not try the youngster who is more of a natural goal in the season, even though he's young, right? Why not just go with him and try to develop him in that way rather than to try something else?
All right, Bull. You think we missed the trick when we didn't give the opportunity to play to bring him to the Copa where we have nothing to lose? Yes, you want to do well, you want to advance, but the most important is to qualify for it. So it was an opportunity to give him some games at the Copa, give him some games. He was a part of the World Cup, but he didn't get in there. Do you think he was worth giving an opportunity to see what he could do? Or you think he's too far away and he's right? Man,
I like to in this way. Damian Lowe is playing central midfield, defensive midfield for Jamaica, then the youngster should be playing over Damian Lowe. So if Damian Lowe is on the plane as a defensive midfielder for Jamaica, then Adrian Reed should be ahead of Damian Lowe and in that defensive midfield position for Jamaica. So it's because London. If he's using Damian Lowe in defensive midfield, the youngster should have been playing in defensive midfield. That's simple.
all right. Since we go back to you, he spoke about Damian Lowe. You made mention of Latibo there. So those are the two that the coach utilized in the last couple of games for the most part in that position. So let me ask you, is it so obvious that somebody else coming in now with me that it's the end of the road for both Damian Lowe and Latibo here as central defensive midfielder?
I think it is obvious. It is obvious. It's like to me it was a stop here. New coach that is coming in, I don't see the new coach put in. I might not know the coach or know this boy who wants to pick up his team, but it is obvious from anybody that's watching Jamaica play. We don't necessarily look with eyes and play in the Midland Park. It was just a stop here for me, especially if we go up against, like, even if we play better opponents sometimes, we tend to put a Damian Lowe in here because we tend to we want to be a little bit aggressive and try to hold the game. It is not, in terms of transition from defense to attack, is not getting good enough. So I think it's the end of the road for Damian Lowe and Latiberian if the new coach comes in. Also, point to note, Sarah, I think I looked at the new one at the level of the championship.
All right. So Leon, we saw him wearing captain and band for Aston Villa in a preseason and the other day. So clearly, and we saw so clearly Leon Bailey will even play a greater role this season. Let's see he does well in the Champions League. JFF, they put a ban on the calling of Leon. So the coach coming in right now cannot keep calling. Come September, and come the hiring of the new coach, should the JFF reconcile with Leon, or should they keep Leon away from himself to start with Leon?
I said it before, JSF and Speed is there for the next 4 years. Craig Butler has made it known his growth with the JSF. If every single thing is fixed on this list and Speed is still there, they are still going to have a problem. So that there then is causing the issue. If Butler and Taylor is willing to play some football without worrying about what position Speed will at the JSF, then maybe you can decide to take him off suspension. But if that's not the case, they're going to take him off suspension. The coach is going to call him, and Craig Butler is going to see this as an opportunity to hit at Speed again, and we're going to have the same fiasco over and over again. So the issue is not between taking Leon Bailey off suspension. The issue lies is whether or not Leon Bailey and Craig Butler is willing to work with this Speed for the next 4 years.
All right. CCU?
I believe this is a question that will come up in the interview. My opinion is that when a new coach probably interviews and they look at the possibility of, as I said, really captain for Aston in their preseason, and it's also going to be a championship. I think the question has to be, if we are looking at a professional environment, this is a professional organization. the best players have to be made available, irrespective of the politics. What I think they could do is prior to the removal of the selection suspension, have a discussion with the management team of the NBA and the NBA himself included, and then chat out all of this because we have to remove the politics from that. We are looking at the voting, right? Mr. Speed is not going to be anytime soon. Mr. The great vote after this live with that and that aspect. But I think the decision rests with the NBA. Who are you do not want to play for your country? And if the answer is yes, you want to play for your country, then leave all of the politics aside. And then you can deal with the politics outside of that. But the decision is on you. So I will do the selection, and the selection is going to go to Aston Villa. And now the player will have to come out and decide if he is taking up the call or is not taking up the call. But you know, this final thing before I close off and say Lucian Sterling, I think that is the player I was looking at in terms of who man represents us at wherever country.
All right. So you're saying they should remove the suspension, the call selection.
I think they should. Yeah, man. I think they should remove, given the fact that he will be our only Champions League player so far going into the season, and he's also captain in Aston Villa, a team that has done so many purchases and as they said, we have the agreement. So we know that the NBA right now is the man of Aston Villa. And,
When Leah was captain of Aston Villa, how many chapters ago?
No, but the fact that he's captain, when it
Maybe
means that,
because he's the only senior player out there.
so it means it's going to be a senior, even a more senior player this year.
Maybe he was up with all these.
Okay.
I know I thought. I don't think the Mackins and the Mings and all of these players were there when
Why wouldn't Mackin be?
Mackin went to the.
Oh, he went to the European Championship.
Yeah, and Mings didn't play. I think Mings is their club captain. I don't think Farter played while DeAndre was on field. So and Emi Martinez as well was there. So there's a lot of players.
I don't know about a long list of
There's a lot. I can name 6 players who played at DeAndre.
in terms of a senior role at the team. No, sir. No, yet.
Right up.
No. Don't embarrass. Don't embarrass. We're too close to the end. You did a good job. Big up yourself.
Right up.
Big up yourself. Thank you both gentlemen for joining me. Preacher was tired, went to fell asleep, and wasn't able to join us. So we talked to you today. But big up yourself. It was good talking to you.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. All right, that was CC, that was Bull. That is it for very good day on the scoreboard. We have to take the hour. It's very topical, despite the Olympics coming up with the sprints. It's very topical. Every day, radio, every most interesting sport in terms of Jamaica, the most discussed sport by Jamaicans, the most watched sport by Jamaicans, and the most money that Jamaicans spend is football. So we have to do. All right, so big up your all. You all enjoy that. Join us tomorrow, same place, same time, but it's all over again. We gave you a new thing on the top 5 studios, and then also the man will bring you the horse racing tips as well. Join them for that tomorrow. Starting at 5. Until then, have yourself a great day.
You've just heard the scoreboard. Remember to tune in Mondays to Fridays at 5 p.m. for top class sports discussions.
Tracy, who you got the bun now?
You're too fast. Me I got Jotex now for buy up my sugar bun, wine slice, bulla, coffee strip, and marble cake, plus some raisin bread, banana cake, and the best rock cake for the people them.
You can get some?
No, go buy your own.
Jotex Bakery with the 20 Gold Street, Kingston, or call 922-5768. Open Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Delivery all on board. Jotex Bakery. So nice, so right. Conditions apply.
Come to the party in paradise. A 3 days of praise event every last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of the month. Last Thursday is the skating edition, starting 6 p.m. at the Destiny Skating Rink, 6 Portmore Parkway, St. Catherine. The last Friday is the Praise edition, 6 p.m. with fun, games, dancing, talent shows, and more at Shop 36 Trade Center, 30 to 32 Red Hills Road, Kingston 10, hosted by NTM. Last Saturday is the Party in Paradise, the live broadcast edition, starting 5 p.m. featuring guest DJ, selectors, and performers at 17 Haining Road, Kingston 5, New Kingston. A 3 days of praise event hosted by Marsha Red. Admission $1,000. Refreshments on sale. Call 876-849-3803 for more information.
Tell me something. How you stay on top of your mortgage? Whenever I get a little extra money, like a refund or my bill, I always put it towards my mortgage because you never know what can happen. Everybody needs a plan. Make one, stick to it, and pay on time. And that way you keep peace to your home.
Greetings to you, the pastor of the Book and Vessels Healing and Deliverance Ministries, located at 120 Main Street, Pineapple, Ontario, St. Anne, Jamaica, West Indies. Join me every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. inside the Kingdom Lifestyle Radio Show with Brother Frisco. Join me for a word in time. You cannot afford to miss this powerful word every Sunday morning on this station.
Tune in to Herman Morgan. The DJ Frisco on your radio, Friday nights at 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. inside the Midnight Soulmate Radio Show, and Saturdays and Sunday mornings inside the Kingdom Lifestyle Radio Show from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. You will be motivated, blessed, and receive a word in time with DJ Frisco in the mix. Tune in, listen, and stay connected.
The Trendsetting Sports Desk, Mondays to Friday, 1 to 4 p.m. is Jamaica's #1 college sports program. Join Orville Higgins and